Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Cities Skylines. I certainly hope you're having a fantastic day, whenever and wherever you happen to be, because I am excited. I'm excited for a bunch of reasons. Number one, it's been a little while since the last episode. Number two, we have an episode today and an episode coming up tomorrow. And number three, we have a new mod that we're trying out today. And when I say new mod, I don't mean it's just released, because it hasn't, but it's new for me. I've never used it before. And when I say I've never used it before, I mean I have never used it before. I had it installed and forgot it was installed. And also, why did my camera just move? Is there a building being built? There is a... I was doing my intro and then they're building a all right, well, let me just reposition this and there we go. That's sort of ruined my intro a little bit there, but okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, no, the game's auto-saving. This intro is falling apart. Look, the mod's Metro Overhaul, okay? I was gonna tease it. I was gonna be like, I've never used it before, which I never have, but okay. You know what? Intros are overrated anyway. Now, before we get to the diabolical sight that is me using Metro Overhaul mod without having used it before, we have made some changes to this area since the last time. First and foremost, it has a highway connection, which is unfortunately not as popular as I would have liked it to be, but that's all right. That's not the end of the world. I've also changed out some of the zoning, because we had a lot of IT cluster buildings that were complaining about not enough customers, so I just downgraded those to be normal office buildings. So they're gonna rebuild, they'll do their thing, and that'll hopefully be great, and that'll hopefully stop a lot of the complaining. We also have a lot of demand for residential and commercial, well, 50% demand roughly for each, which is really good, because it means that if we have a look at our goals, I mean, we're pretty close. We are pretty close to all of them. I'm pretty confident in saying we can get all three of these today. I am pretty confident in saying we can do that. So we're going to get to that after setting up a bit of a metro line, because that's what I want to do. So when I say I've never used Metro Overhaul before, I've used it for 30 seconds to place a couple of stations. It gives you these kind of options here, where you can choose your track styles, which don't really make a difference for, you know, these underground stations too much, but you can do like double track stations. You can technically do sort of a double track station like this as well, make it a thick boy, and you could do a quad track, or sorry, I think that's a quad track station, and make it an extra thick boy. I've decided to go for the double track station here because I have some ideas, and we've got a couple of stations just there. We've got a couple out here as well, and we've got one way out here, as well as this thing, which is the depot, or the depot, if you will. And before you even say it, I'm well aware it's not pronounced depot, but I do that because it's funny. Basically, that's pretty much the only reason. So just wanted to make you aware. I know it's not depot, but people get really triggered by it sometimes, and that's kind of fun. So that's why, just in case you're curious. This station here, I just want to double check what kind of... I don't really know what kind of platform it's got down there, but we'll not worry too much about it. We'll just go ahead and start getting our lines set up, which is going to be the dual metro track here. And I think what we'll do is actually start it from about there and give this a nice curve. And if you've watched me play City Skylines before, you will know full well it is rare that I would put curves into my metro lines. That's how serious I'm taking this. That's how serious I'm taking my Metro Overhaul education here. Not that I'm going to be an expert anytime soon, but I figure if we're going to do this, we're going to sort of try to do it at least sort of right. So we'll do some curves. We'll make it nice. That's probably fine there. This little bit's maybe a little bit steep, so we'll cut in like this, and we'll curve that little bit too. And like I said, we're gonna just try and do all of this as right as we can do it. So that right there seems like a decent little line. We got two stations in there. You know what? I actually want to change that a little bit because I've had an idea, and it's kind of an exciting idea. So let's take you out of there for a second, and let's do something a little bit different with this. So I want this to come over to Let's see, it's 22 underground. Let's bring that up a little bit. It doesn't need to be that far underground. We'll go 10 meters underground to about, well, we'll go to about here, essentially. So 23 by 23. Let's bring this to the surface. Let's bring it up so you can actually get a glimpse of the track and the trains, because that's kind of the exciting thing with the Metro Overhaul mod, is that you can bring your Metro up to the surface, and that's not something you could do before. Obviously, not really much need to do that in this case. There's not really much in the way of, well, there's not really much in the way of space to do this. We're not going to have a lot of Metro on the surface here, but that's okay. I'm kind of okay with that. I'm also thinking that this actually needs to be bulldozed again, because, there we go, bulldoze those bits, because it needs to be a little bit further away from that road, so that's fine. We'll do that stretch, and we'll do, let's see, roughly that stretch, and then we'll just try and get those two curved together like that. And that looks kind of cool. I mean, it's just a tiny little stretch of Metro, and it's really going to serve no purpose whatsoever, because it is just like, you know, just above ground for a second. But I'm excited by that. I'm really excited. I've never used this mod before, so this is very new to me. So what is that? That's roughly a decent curve there. So we'll curve you, and that did connect, I want to say. I'm pretty sure it did. Okay. Then over here, let me see. We need this to like go back underground, don't we? So this bit might not be as curvy as I was saying it was gonna be. But again, that's okay. I'm just excited to be here. Honestly, I'm just excited to be here. I'm just excited to be along for this journey to see what this mod can do. So, can I get this to line up? There we go. So it's actually still kind of curvy, which is nice. The trains don't need to come above the surface, but they're gonna. And then we'll just have this side do the same thing. So let's go ahead and say that we're gonna have some surface trains over this way. And they're going to run like alongside that stretch of avenue. That little bit, that's just like a single lane track that I was playing with for a second. It turns out that you don't want those if you want, like, you know, the double tracks and all that stuff. I mean, I know that's weird, isn't it? That you wouldn't want the single lane tracks for double tracks. How strange. Basically, long story short, I'm a bit of an idiot and didn't realize that it was a single lane track, did I? So that was fun. Let's get this guy to go underground again. This might be a little bit of a sharp curve here. Maybe we don't want that. Maybe we do 12 and then down to minus 10 meters. And then this guy can come out and go like that. And that's a little bit of a sharper curve, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Then here, that's going to be really cool looking. That's going to be so cool looking. I'm so excited. Let's get this guy. There's a station in here somewhere. This one right here. So let's have you come out to there. Go about 10 and up to the surface, which is a pretty steep incline, to be fair, as you can see. But again, I'm kind of okay with it because I'm kind of excited. So let's get this curve going if we can. 22 by 16, that's all right. And then we need to go, I think, underground, right? And grab one of those. We need to grab the node and bring it right up. So you, and then right up to about there, makes it kind of level with the ground, which is, you know, a bit of a weird incline underground, but we can't see that, so it's okay. Oh, that's gonna look so good, man. It's gonna look so good having the Metro come up to the surface. I'm so excited about this. I really genuinely am. I'm so excited to see this thing actually happen. So we'll connect you over to... Let's see. We'll actually bring you out by about 10 for a second. So that way and that way. Then we'll connect them together. Then we'll put a bit of track there and a bit of track there. Cut out those sections. And we get ourselves a little curve and a little curve. There we go. So that's going to be a nice little section of Metro. Now, what I'm thinking I want to do with this as well is bring it up this way, so it kind of comes up into this neighborhood on the same track. So let's do that. Let's give it sort of a slightly less long station than these main ones, and it's just going to be a single, well, it's technically a double platform, but let's just do a single platform, and we'll throw it, honestly, right there seems like a pretty good spot, and then another one like right there. And then another one like towards the end because we have some paths out there. So that should be pretty neat. Let's just connect them together. Nice and simple like. So a nice big curve there. Then a nice big straight section there. And this can go... Let's see if that comes straight out. That actually will line up. So that's 17. That's 58. So we want to go 41 on this stretch here. Or, well, 41 might be under the road. So 43 is fine. And then that just runs into there. So that is going to be awesome, I think. I think that's going to be really cool. So let's start our line from here. And we'll just run it the whole way through. You can see the trains like go to the side there for the side platform. That's pretty cool. Can I... Ooh, I might not have the multi-track station enabler thing. That's a possibility. Oh, hold on. No, there was a spot where it worked there. That's not exactly the side I want it on, though. That's not... I don't think that's quite right. I guess we'll find out. It looks like it's crossing to the wrong side of the platform, I'm going to be honest, but okay. We'll have it go in here. Then we'll have it go to there. And then over to here. Then way down to here. And then can it turn around? Is that a thing it can do easily enough? It totally can, so that's good. It's going to come back on the same line into here. And then it looks like it's going to the wrong stop, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like it might be going to the wrong place. That's a little bit unfortunate. I wonder if we want a different type of station for this. I mean, I feel like it's possible. Hold on a minute. Let's just add that stop. And that'll be okay for a second. We'll adjust that in just a second. We might have to do a different type of station. It's possible that I don't quite have things set up properly. It is possible. I also don't know what vehicle types we're supposed to have here. I genuinely don't know. This will be interesting. We'll deal with that in a second. Let's look at this station first, because again, learning experience, okay? That's what this is. So this guy's there. Can we go for... I mean, I wonder if this would be better. So it's a express side platform. I think that's technically 4 tracks in there. I'm not 100% sure, honestly, but we'll figure it out. Let's take these guys back and let's run you into there and run you into, let's see, bring you back a little bit further, run you into there. And then if we should, that should update, right? I would imagine. I can't really get access to that, to the stops. There we go. So that's one of them. And then you would go, so you'd be on that side and then hold on. So you need to be on that side and you need to be on that side. There we go. So that's actually set up properly. They're not going to be intersecting each other anymore. I'm not sure that's exactly how that's supposed to work, but that's okay. We do need to get some trains on this line though, because it's obviously not connected to the depot. So what I'm thinking is we're going to go like this for a second. We're going to go to here. That's underground. I don't want it to be. Hold on a second. Let me bring that back up. Let's go like this for a second. Let me get this thing, because I'm pretty sure it's a big chungus of a track, which is kind of cool. It absolutely, look at that. Look at that. That's a chungus, isn't it? That's a big chungus of a track right there. If it's not obvious, I'm a really big fan of the phrase big chungus. I just wanted to share that. I just love it so much. It's so dumb. Yeah, I just wanted to get that out there. Anyway, what I'm thinking we do is we bring this in. We want to keep it elevated, but we want to bring it down to ground level. So ground level being obviously there. Then on this side, we'll do straight slope as well. Bring that up to there. And then essentially, we should just be able to do this and this. Yeesh, that's all right looking, I guess. We'll bring these guys up to the same level as that. And then these guys need slightly elevated because it looks like it's got a little bit of a bend in it there. And then these guys need slightly elevated too. There we go. So that looks okay. okay. It's maybe a little bit strange, but that's okay. Then this thing is essentially just going to run alongside the map all the way down to like, and connect in there is what I'm thinking. So just that basically. I mean, oh, that's not supposed to be sunken into the ground. Though it looks kind of cool. Oh, it's because it's elevated, isn't it? That's my mistake. Oh no, don't bulldoze it. I wanted to upgrade it. Why is it bulldozing? There we go. Upgrade it. There we go. So that way it actually does sort of what I want it to do. It does sink into the ground a little bit, but I'm kind of okay with that. Let's just continue it to there and to there. And then we need to figure out how exactly we're going to have this thing connect to the rest of the track. So if I go 20 and what's that? 20? What are we doing here? So that's 20 by 20 there. Then maybe 10 by 10 there to sort of loop it around. That's maybe a little bit sharp, but that's probably all right. So let me see. Is this going to give me some trains? Is that how that works? I really have no idea. I really genuinely do not for the life. Oh, look at you. It's a proper train. It's fast too. Oh my God. All right. So the M100, I guess, whatever that means, whatever type of train that is, that's pretty cool. All right. Let me have a little look at my overlays here because I want to see. So line one vehicle, that's fine. So it's apparently using the American Classic subway as well. I'm thinking I do want to use the American Classic subway. So let me remove all vehicles for a second and then let me do budget control. So that way it's actually going to just do the American Classic subway, which is this one. Yes, it's very, very much an American Classic subway car, isn't it? I love it. It's got a capacity of 180. It will hopefully do its job. That guy's on his way back. We'll hopefully get a bunch of those cars heading out at some point, but that's pretty cool. Oh, you're going that way apparently. All right. So they can go do their thing. I mean, obviously this whole section of track probably could have been done a little differently. And I know there's a lot of different ways to do the Metro Overhaul mod. And I know that this probably isn't the most efficient way to do it, but I'm so excited to see this thing get up and work. In general, I love Metro lines in this game. I know that mine aren't the most efficient, and I know that's sometimes kind of frustrating, but I just love them. I love when they work. I love when they're popular, and I love like just getting people moving via the subway. And they're looking pretty popular already, honestly, which is all sorts of awesome. So we have that line set up, and that's kind of exactly the way I want it. I want it to sort of go from way out here down to the middle of the city out to there. I want to do the same with a line that goes the other way, essentially, so to the bottom part of the city. So we'll do the island platform station again. We'll turn off road anarchy, and this is where I'm really wishing we could get the quad platform station, which I might try and get working at some point. But what we'll do is we'll go in. I've just realized something. The single platform station didn't work for me because I'm pretty sure those are two sections of one way. I know what I did. The platform's in the middle. That's why they're split. That wasn't. Oh, I'm an idiot. Yeah, okay. So these are split because the platform is that middle split, aren't they? Yeah, that I feel like an idiot. All right, whatever. Let's do just a simple little station down here, I guess. We'll just do the island platform one, right down there in the corner. So it's kind of, that whole area probably needs redeveloped, honestly, but that's all right. We'll do that at some point. I want to throw a station into here somewhere as well. These might be really close together, but I want to basically go out in a row. So this other track, I guess, is going to come out and then like around and down. So I guess a station there, and then maybe move that one to be a little bit further sort of in. So that's going to loop around. Is that the way I want to do this? Or do I want it to go through? I probably want it to go through there, actually. So maybe we don't do that. A station there is probably fine. And then a station, say, down here. So that'll loop out. So it goes like from this station to that station to the middle. And then this little area is not going to get much. But then this can come into... I'm probably not going to take it to the farms. I don't know. I don't know on that. I might do that, actually. What if we go to there? And then we bring it out to sort of this area a little bit. And then we have it sort of cut across and go there, which seems like a pretty solid stop. We can have it go down into that area, loop down to here, and then come down this way. So it sort of comes down from... That one's way too high up, never mind. It would sort of come down from here to that stop, so around there, down into Linden Park is probably not a bad idea. We're probably going to want to get, we're going to want to get buses to help sort of service all of this, I think. But down into Linden Park, probably going to be a bit of a sharp bend on that, but that's okay. Then that one can go, this next one can go there. So it kind of loops around there. And maybe that's where it's, actually no, this can continue up and actually service these areas. So it wouldn't really make sense, honestly, to, or does this, you know what, this could probably, could this loop around? So it would go like, it would go from here out to there, down to there, down to there, down to there, over to there. Yeah, it could. We could actually make a loop out of this, which might not be a bad idea. So let's give that a shot. Let's make this one actually loop around. We can do 2 lines on it that sort of go back and forth. So that'll be kind of exciting. That's going to be a little bit different to what I usually do here. So that'll be something is what I think that'll be. And then I think this needs to be upgraded. So that needs to go. And then this needs to go there. Then this line needs to go up there, which it'll do. Come on, there we go. And then you need to go to, let me see. So you can go there, you can go there, you can go there. Is that where I want you to go? I guess that's where I want you to go. Okay. We'll figure that out. So that looks to be right. And then I guess this just all needs to connect through else. Oh, this is going to be quite, it's going to be quite messy, I think. But I'm sure it'll be fine. Let's just see if we can actually get this to work. We want it to be underground, obviously. And we want it to go there. So this can come out, go at a bit of an angle, and then go, let's turn off bending. Can I get anarchy there as well? So anarchy will let me do that. That's honestly kind of nasty looking. This is going to be a little tricky. I think it's going to be a little tricky, but hopefully I can make it work. So that kind of bends in there. It's going to be a sharp bend at the end there. I'm not a huge fan of that, but I don't think I can really do much about it. Because I could use move it, but I'm not really going to do that either. Because I'm lazy that way. Let's just try and... I guess I could use move it for this bit. Right, so... Let's grab that... Let's grab these segments. Or grab that node to start with. So grab that node, and then we can sort of bend these segments about a little bit to try and get a bit of a better curve going on there. So that's pretty sharp, honestly, but it is curving at least, which is more than I guess it was doing. That would be pretty rough, that, I think, but okay. Can we get this one to just go straight for the curve? We totally can. We probably don't want to do that, though. So we'll bring that into here and have you go like that. So that's a little bit better. That's a little bit neater. Down this way is probably going to be a similar story. Big section of straight track followed by a curve. Then down this way is probably going to be a similar story as well. And I'm just thinking, like... I'm trying to think of the last time I was actually on a subway. And I can't for the life of me... I mean, it would have been London. It would have been the underground in London. For sure. Because I've never been anywhere else that has like a subway. So, well, I think I have. Where was it? It was Glasgow has a subway. That was something I discovered recently. I say subway. It's an underground. I think it calls itself a subway, but I don't know. It feels weird. Using just the word subway feels a little weird as someone that has been raised in the UK. And I mean, obviously London Underground it's like a staple of London, right? It's like, you know, if you go to London, you have to go on the Underground. It's just like a rule or something. It's a miserable experience. Like, it's a really I hate the Underground. I really do. I mean, it's better than traffic, right? It is better than sitting in London traffic. But I hate it so much. It's just stuffy. It's uncomfortable. It's just really miserable. I really dislike it. And I don't think anyone, I guess no one ever praises London Underground for being like luxurious, which is fair. You know, like the praises that the Underground in London may get, it's never because it's like, oh, this is a luxury way to travel, innit? This is great, this. I don't think anyone ever says that, but it's still just, I can't stand it. I really, really cannot stand it. It's just so stuffy, so uncomfortable. And I think that's kind of, to be fair, as vitally important as public transport is, and I will never have a go at public transport because it is important. You know, you can get, if you can get 50 people on a bus, that's good. That's 50 people that may have otherwise like driven somewhere, right? That's good. You know, if you can get 150 people on a train, that's 150 people that may have individually like taken a car somewhere. That's 150 cars not on the roads. That, again, that's great. But it's such a miserable experience. Buses especially. I talked about like the old Northern Ireland buses in a Transport Fever episode recently. And someone actually linked me a video of those buses from like the early 90s or mid 90s or whenever it was, and mentioned that the buses at the time I was getting on them were probably already 30 years old. And that was eye-opening in itself, but I remember them being so miserable and so uncomfortable and so unpleasant to be on. And it's funny to think back to that. And again, like I said, I realize, you know, public transport is vitally important. It's so important that, you know, that there's good public transport in just anywhere. I just wish, I genuinely do just wish it was a teeny bit less miserable. I really do. And I know I shouldn't. Also, I'm noticing that the trains coming into this station are a little too big for the station. I might want to make some slight changes here. So I'm not sure what station that is. It's the 4 platform one, isn't it? So we want you, we want the station to be a nice big chungus. There we go. And then we want to just, and yes, I did just use big chungus in the video again. We want to do this. We want to do that. We want to do that. And we want to do that. And that'll hopefully help things just a little bit. Can we grab this node and just slightly curve those tracks? That's a little better. Can we grab you and like do anything there? Ooh, it's a bit clunky looking, isn't it? You know what? Let's just undo that. There we go. So that should be fine. This side I think is already set. Okay. So those lines should update, right? I think. So you're going there for a second. Let me move. Let me see. So you are supposed to be up there. You are supposed to be there. So we'll move you there for a second, then move you back up. You're supposed to be there, and you're supposed to be there. So that's going to be some longer. That's a longer series of platforms. So the trains, yes, they actually fit in the stations. Good. So that's exactly what we want. We want people moving around that way. We got a couple of people waiting there, a couple of people waiting down here. We got a decent number of people waiting in there. I imagine they'll be busier. Yeah, busier done this way. which is fair enough. That's exactly what we want. And then out this way, I mean, there's 3... Wow, that one's quite busy. That one's busy too, and that one's busy too. Okay, we actually have people using the metro. That's actually really cool. And what's also cool is seeing the trains. I admit it, there they are. I love it. I really do. I love that so much. It's such a little thing, but just seeing the trains just like go across the land is awesome. Okay, so now that that's set up, let's actually address the challenge a little bit, because we've lost some squares of specialization and we've lost some population, which I imagine is because of this massive death wave that's going on, actually. So we actually have decent crematorium usage, or availability, sorry. Usage as well. I mean, they're half full. But, yeah, the availability is there too. I'll tell you what we'll do then. Let's expand this area, because we have this big stretch of track, right? We have this big old stretch of track to play with. So what we could do is get ourselves just a regular avenue, go to road guidelines, get it to ground level, and let's just bring a big stretch of avenue along like this. And obviously, a little weird with that corner, so maybe we'll not quite do that. But we could go for, say, this space and do that. Or maybe not quite that either. But you get the idea, you know? Just maybe do, like, 6 units there, bring this back a little bit, bring it over a little bit, and then curve it. So something like that. So that can kind of, you know, go out that way. This stretch here, this road doesn't actually run parallel to everything, and that kind of annoys me. I don't remember why it doesn't do it, but it doesn't do it, and it's frustrating. So I'm gonna just take all of those roads out, replace them with you, so it's nice and parallel. These buildings can all go as well. And then let's see. So we're gonna go for, I mean, I guess it should go, I guess it could go a little further this way. Just give ourselves a little bit more zoning here. So bring this out to there. Go like that. I don't know why that's raised up like that. I mean, it's probably straight slope doing it, but we also want to just make sure that you are actually on the ground there. And then I guess this can probably curve right around up there. Go for like a nice big curve on that whole stretch. So what is that? 57 by 67? Okay, let's bring you out by 10 more. And then let's do straight slopes that does it properly. And that's 57 by 57. Turn off road guidelines and go like that. There we go. So that is actually kind of cool. We can play with that and do some cool things, I think. And that'll be pretty good for zoning as well. So let's just bring some avenues straight through so that this area, ooh, that's a little bit rough looking. Can we fix that? We totally can. Okay. So that's going to be a pretty busy junction right there, I think. So that'll be a pain to deal with, honestly, but I think we'll make it work. And I've said the words "I think" a lot here. It's getting a little bit annoying, I think. Let's bring some trees into this area as well. And maybe go that way. I don't know if we want to do that. I don't think we need to do that. But I do want to get some trees in there, just because, honestly, because I can. And I think we'll do the same on this back stretch as well. We'll just try and make things a little bit nicer for this area. And then maybe just do grass on these inner roads again, just to make it kind of fancy-ish. I like that. That actually, yeah, that fills up the space kind of nicely. We are getting a little bit close to that industrial area, which is something I want to avoid doing, but it's not the end of the world if we get a little bit closer to it at some point. Anyway, let's get these roads in here. I'm gonna leave a little bit of a gap. Let's see, a little bit of a gap in there so I can do some paths. And let's just bring this down so it is gonna be ground level. There we go. So yeah, we can totally do some paths in here. We can go and say that we want just a regular path to there, and then just regular paths essentially the whole way through here. So something like this the entire way along. That'll work. All right. So let's expand Coleridge Heights to be a bit of a bigger district. I'm thinking, does it have, what kind of zoning does it have? Regular commercial. Hold on a minute. Why does Coleridge Heights have regular commercial? Who allowed that? I mean, don't answer that question. It was obviously me. But come on, man. It shouldn't have regular commercial. We need to fix that. Let me first off zone all of it with more commercial, because that's obviously what it needs, except for the bit on the main avenue. Just because that road's going to be very, very busy. We don't want traffic stopping on it. And then, there we go, specialize. So that'll be good. We'll get that area sort of specialized a little bit. I'm thinking that this area and this area could probably be residential. This area could be commercial again. So let's see what we can do with roads in here. We could just go straight through and be kind of boring with it, which honestly I'm kind of tempted to do just for the sake of, you know, optimizing the layout here. So I think we will just kind of be a little bit boring with this bit and do that sort of thing, which will be good for zoning, to be fair. This bit, we can maybe also be kind of boring, but also do something kind of interesting in that middle stretch, because we might as well. And I guess we could go for, I guess, a one-way road through there. A little something like that. So it's kind of like an avenue, and we can do, again, we can do something on that like middle bit. I don't really know what that'll be, but I am thinking that this bit and this bit can be residential. These bits up here are going to be commercial, and the entire way around that avenue is actually not going to be commercial. It's going to be IT, not IT, just offices the whole way around there. And like I've said before, I'm pretty sure offices do, they don't generate as much traffic as commercial buildings. I might be wrong in that, honestly. There's a chance I'm wrong there, but I feel like I'm right. I mean, that doesn't really count. It's like, I'm wrong, but I feel right. It doesn't make it right. It's just, I think I might be. Anyway, let's continue this little one-way road thing that we got going on here, because we can, and it might look a little bit interesting. I guess we could continue over to there as well, which actually gets a bit weird, so never mind. What else could I do with a one-way road then? I guess we could go like this, but then flip it around. That's kind of interesting. Looks a little bit different, I suppose. Does that mean I could bring this avenue through as well? Can that connect? Ooh, I like that actually. A little bit, again, a little bit different, but I kind of like that. I do. I think that's kind of fun. That means we can go in here and do some regular roads as well that aren't going to be stuck to a one-way road, that can go up to there. And then over here, I'm kind of inclined to try and get a diagonal going on. That'd be nice. Can I get like a 45-degree angle, or what angle is this? Honestly, have no idea. Let's just do this, I guess. And that'll kind of work out. So that bit's going to be parks, probably, knowing me. But I'm not too worried about it. Let's just go ahead and zone all of it with good old residential zoning. So something like that. And then we'll take it off of the avenue there. In fact, we could probably just go ahead and say that that whole stretch is going to be offices as well, because it's going to be right up against a train line. They're not going to be too happy about living there, so a buffer of offices doesn't seem like a bad idea. Then we can go this way with the offices as well, and just completely surround this area in them, and hopefully that'll be enough to push our numbers up quite considerably. Let's give it some water, let's get it building, and let's see what it looks like. Well, I think it's fair to say that today has been a little bit of an adventure in City Skylines for me. I've never used the Metro Overhaul mod before, and I feel like I'm barely using it to any reasonable degree. Like, I feel like the Metro lines should be above the roads and should be doing all sorts of like backflips and corkscrews and kickflips and all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I feel like, you know, there's people out there that are like using high quality artists' pencils, and I'm using like Crayola crayons. So I'm gonna play around with it a little bit more and try and get a little bit better with it. But what I do want to do is I want to just change a little something here, because I'm noticing that this pink bus line is coming in here in a bit of a weird way. And I want to just fix that, because it's honestly bugging me. So I want it to go there. And then I want it to not go up there, essentially. Although it does U-turn in kind of a strange way. So it comes in, it goes all the way down here. It seems to go over there and loop around. Yeah, it does do some weird stuff there, doesn't it? I just wanted to do that, though, because I want it to, like, not cross over itself. I know that doesn't matter, but I don't want it to do that. Also, this is kind of annoying. I'm not really sure why the buses would do that. I guess we should probably sort these buses out a little bit and change, like, just sort of change them a bit. Would it maybe make more sense to have the buses go up to there? Or even up to there, for example? So they kind of, you know, they can come in up to that area and then maybe go up to that area a little bit. This middle bit's kind of neglected slightly. So maybe this one can not go there, but can cut across and come back down. Leaves this area a little bit open. But I think that'll be okay. I think we can make that work. And I think what we should probably also do, just before this whole area does build up, is go in and do something like this. So that there's a couple of spots where people can just sort of cross over everything. And yeah, we're going to need to go in and do some crosswalks here. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There we go. I think that'll be a pretty good idea. I think we could probably do the same just over here as well. So we'll do it there and there. We'll do the same thing with the crossings just there, so people can kind of cross over if they really want to. And I'm thinking maybe some traffic lights on those. I know that's a little bit silly, but it just means that, you know, traffic isn't going to be... It's, you know, they're not gonna struggle to cross the road, essentially. They'll have traffic lights that'll make it a little bit easier for them. And just before we wrap things up, let's just go ahead and say priority and priority and priority, and same up here and on these roads as well. So they're all going to be set up to sort of give way to traffic on the avenue, which seems like a pretty fair thing to do. So you give way, these guys can give way as well. We could probably just do this in, I mean, most situations where we have a road intersecting the avenue, like here especially, is probably a fair spot to do that. And then over here as well, we could probably do that. And in that spot too. So essentially it's just a way to, you know, give the avenues priority traffic and let them kind of get through there in whatever way they want to get through there. Good news is this area is actually building up. We do have a little bit of demand creeping in. We do have a little bit of residential creeping in. I didn't go ahead and specialize any of that because it's not actually a district yet. So I guess we're going to want to do that before we wrap things up as well. So this is a tiny little district. Then this up here is going to be its own little district as well. And they're all going to be nice and neat as they always are. This all the way down here is going to be one slightly bigger district. And then we can go ahead and get everything set up the way we're going to want it to be set up. So clean that bit up on the road. Clean this bit up down here. And clean this bit up right up there. Take all of this off the avenues. We are probably going to want to set some old town policies on this as well, so that traffic isn't going completely crazy with a lot of this stuff. So something like that seems pretty good. I think it's fair to have that bit of avenue in a district. And what we want to do is say that they have the following specializations, and then go to policies, planning, old town, and old town. And that should help things along just a little bit, which is beautiful. So we're gonna hope that that area fills up. We're gonna hope that that area does good things. We're gonna hope that the bus changes to those areas are actually going to do some good things as well, once the area, of course, builds up a little bit, which it needs to do. It might even be an idea to get another bus stop just there. So it really does kind of loop around the area, then come down into it and do all that good stuff. So that seems like a pretty solid idea. In fact, we could go to there probably to be a little bit more efficient. So that seems like it'll be good. I'm kind of excited to see how that plays out. It does seem like we have a good number of people, almost 1,000 using the metro per week, I feel like that number is going to climb. I feel like this station here is going to be nice and busy. I feel like the buses are going to be pretty busy as a result of the metro being right there as well. And okay, we're good. I thought for a second there was a metro station underneath the bus station for a second. But let's do this. Let's do a crossing right in front of the bus station. We'll do traffic lights so people can't just go nuts and cross it whenever they feel like it. But that way, people getting off the trains or getting off the buses can go straight across if they want to. And also, this line here, line details. Let me remove all those vehicles for a second because we have buses. We have school buses on that line. Select types, biofuel, budget control. It'll go and do its own thing and sort of fix itself. I don't think we want school buses just roaming around town at the minute. So that'll keep us sorted. That'll get itself sorted. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to see if the metro does continue to grow. I'm excited to, hopefully, see it succeed. The buses are certainly successful. They can all carry 55 people. We have a taxi coming in here as well, which is an interesting shout. Okay, fair enough. You do you, I suppose, buddy. That's fine. We'll just have a taxi come into the bus depot or the bus station. Sure. And what about here? Oh, it's super popular. I love it. It's so popular. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be that for today. I thought we would get our challenges done. We are so close. We are so close. One more bit of happiness for people and another 2,500 there, another 2,000 in population. We are so close to getting this challenge done and out of the way. And I'm so excited to see... it'll be next time. I think it'll definitely be in the next episode. I'm definitely thinking it'll be the next episode that we managed to do this. So that's pretty exciting for me. Hopefully that's kind of exciting for you. I just like challenges. What can I say? I like these kind of challenges. I think they're really fun. So I'm excited to kind of maybe sort of win the thing. There we go. So happiness is 85. That's perfect. Hold on a minute. Are we going to wrap up the episode or are we going to get that 50,000 population first? You know what? We're going to wrap things up. We're going to put a cut in there. We'll come back next time. We'll get that 50,000 population. Let me pause the game. I'm not even going to let it happen. No, pause the game. I'm not even going to let it happen. Not even going to let it happen. We're pausing. We're putting a cut in here. That's it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I'll see you again for more City Skylines tomorrow, where I think the challenge is going to be completed. It's going to be up to you, though. Not for tomorrow's episode. Tomorrow's episode, to be honest, I'm going to record right after this one. But beyond that, are we doing more City Skylines? Are we going to continue this for another episode or two and maybe try and polish it a little bit? Or on Thursday this week, do we want to start up a Software Inc. Let's Play? It's entirely your call. Leave your answers in the comments on this video and on tomorrow's episode. I will have a little look at them and make a decision. Thank you so much for watching. It really has been my absolute pleasure, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.